$35,000. That has, for the past 3 years, been the target figure that Tesla has been shooting for as the starting price of its Model 3 electric sedan. Announced at the unveiling of Model 3 back in 2016, that target price tag has been hanging over Tesla ever since, forcing the company to jump through some pretty big hoops in order to try and make that target goal a commercial reality. These included a staged production release of Model 3 variants, starting with the highest priced, high-spec versions, making some pretty big changes at the Tesla production facility in Fremont in order to lower production costs, and closing some of Tesla's stores in an attempt to lower retail overheads. Whatever your thoughts on all of the above, they were all driven by one thing: to try and make the Tesla Model 3 standard range a reality. Earlier this year, that's exactly what happened when Tesla announced it was opening the order books for Model 3 Standard Range and surprised us with the Model 3 Standard Range Plus. The former was originally intended to have manual seats, reduced software features, and cloth seats, while the latter featured a semi-premium interior with the same seats and features as more expensive Model 3s, but with less range per charge from the battery. The former would retail for the promised $35,000. The latter added about $2,500 to that price. Model 3 Standard Range Plus examples began deliveries almost immediately following that announcement, but it took a while for Model 3 Standard Range to do the same. And when it did, Tesla announced the stripped-down Model 3 Standard Range would actually have the same interior as the Standard Range Plus, but come with even more stripped-down software functionality and a software-limited battery pack. And to order one, you'd have to visit or call a Tesla store. The model wasn't advertised at all on Tesla's website, and you had to know it existed to get one. I should note too that Tesla did the same thing with the Model 3 long-range rear-wheel drive, removing it from the website and making it another secret menu model. The same time this happened, Tesla pushed up prices on its entire fleet, including Model 3 Standard Range Plus, but not the Model 3 Standard Range. While Model 3 Standard Range remained $35,000, the online price increase was because Tesla added Autopilot as standard on all of its online order cars. This resulted in the cheapest Model 3 you could buy online, the Model 3 Standard Range Plus, increasing in price to $39,500. While the $35,000 Model 3 was still available as that off-menu item, many in the automotive world have wondered how long it would take Tesla to raise the price of that entry-level Model 3 above its target price, that price it's been working hard to reach for 3 years. The answer, it seems, is just a few months, because earlier today Tesla increased the prices of all of its vehicles, including the Standard Range Model 3. But don't worry, it's really not by much. And I think there's a very plausible explanation for it too, so don't go anywhere. As Electrek reported earlier today, the entire Model 3 range, with the exception of the off-menu long-range rear-wheel drive, I'll get to that in a minute, gets a $400 price increase, making the Tesla Model 3 Standard Range a $35,400 car. The long-range rear-wheel drive Model 3, meanwhile, gets a larger price hike of $1,400 because Tesla has decided to add Autopilot as standard to that variant to bring it in line with all but the entry-level Model 3. What's the reason for this price rise? While Tesla remains tight-lipped, I'd be very surprised if it wasn't caused in part by the ongoing trade war between China and the US. $400 is, I'd wager, enough to cover the extra tariffs that are being levied on Tesla by the US when importing various Autopilot and other computer systems that were assembled in China for Tesla using US components. Sure, some news outlets will likely crow and scream and make a big fuss about the price increase, but in the grand scheme of things, $400 isn't a big deal. And if we're honest, while the MSRP of other vehicles from other automakers tends not to change much from month to month, various cash-on-hood incentives, trade-in and finance packages, not to mention changes that dealers just slap on because you're buying the car on a day with a Y in it, well, this price shouldn't really be cause for concern for most customers. Granted, it does suck when the price of something goes up, especially if you've been saving for it or budgeting for a loan. But I'm going to guess that most potential Tesla customers will just sigh at this news, brush it off, wait a few more weeks to order in order to have the extra cash, or just increase their deposit at ordering time in order to make up the difference. But the bigger question that many of us in the automotive world have is this. Is this the last price change from Tesla for a while? Small fluctuations in prices are okay, but Tesla has shown in the past that its pricing can change quite dramatically from month to month. Will these prices remain the same for the next few months, or will they go up again? And how long will it be before a standard range Model 3 costs $36,000, or maybe even $37,000? Elon Musk has already said that the price of full self-driving will continue to rise as time passes, quite dramatically in fact. So what will that do to the average purchase price of a Tesla? Leave your thoughts in the comments below. That's it. Thanks for watching. Let us know if you liked it or didn't like it below. Scribble a comment. Don't forget to hit the notification bell so you know when we've made a new episode, and support us by sending us Ko-fi, making a Patreon donation, or by buying some t-shirts from our swag shop. I'll be back soon with another episode, but until then, keep evolving.